Ladies and gentlemen, Lou Baldin, thank you. Thank you, Lou Baldin. You are on the channel where you are received with respect and so much affection. And you know it. I asked him to come and he said, "No, I'm not famous." And I told him, "Lou, you have been famous for a long time. You have been writing more than 20 books. You have over 40 years of experience in extraterrestrial life. You've been served in the Vietnam War and have so many more achievements. Thank you for coming to my channel. It's a pleasure." Welcome to my channel. That's your channel.
Well, thank you for having me. But, there's just so much information that I already put out there.
Can we start from where you were just a little kid? Just a summary to people that don't know you. A lot of people know him.
Well, I was born in Italy, in Verona. And, as a child, 4 or 5, and of course, all the time, I would have visitors. They would come to, I spent a lot of time at my grandparents' house because my parents had to work and stuff like that. So they would visit with me. They would take me up into these ships, UFOs. It wasn't always the same UFO at each contact, each meeting. They were different, and there would be other kids inside, and we would do what kids do. We would run around, we would play, we would played with gadgets. And of course, kids playing with gadgets, even today, they're playing with toys. They don't really know what the toys are other than something that excites them, something that teaches them things, even though they don't know that they are learning. They are learning every time they're playing with toys. And we were playing sometimes with what we, of course, considered toys, but they were not toys. They were other things. They were things that had lives of their own. I mean, they interacted with all of the kids individually, mostly. So one of those things. And of course, you can't remember everything. They don't allow you to remember everything. But when I was 5, my parents moved to the United States, and we lived in the East Coast in New Jersey, New York for a few years. And we had still similar types of contact. Some of the contact was with people who appeared to be human. Some had military uniforms, some were just, you didn't see as many aliens for a while. They were mostly kind of humans. The machines were still alien, different types of machines. Of course, once you were inside of it, it was hard to describe what they looked like on the outside.
For those who still don't understand, he's referring to extraterrestrial toys. Also, the chiefs were not regular chiefs. They were not airplanes at all. They were alien spacecraft. Could you tell us about your experience when you were in the military services, Vietnam?
Well, when I was in the military, most of it was pretty much normal military stuff, but I did get to see a few hidden things that they had, the secret stuff that they had when I was in Fort Ord, California, that they had closed that down a few years back. But there was a lot of stuff that, of course, it's all in my books, about what I experienced in Fort Ord. Again, um, you know, of course, we didn't have toys at Fort Ord. We had a lot of computerized stuff, computers and other types of machinery that we that was being used by regular soldiers. And not all of them knew that this stuff was actually alien equipment. So there you go.
Aliens, equipment, people. So nowadays, artificial intelligence is coming to control the world. A lot of people are so scared about what's going on. What are they going to do with us? Now is a artificial intelligence is right here and they're going to dominate the planet. Low. Tell them for how long we've been dominated by aliens.
Yes, aliens have always dominated the planet. They have never not been on planet Earth. And a lot of, you know, everything that we experience, because, you know, buildings, construction, computers, technology, you know, they bring it in a little bit at a time. They obviously they're not going to turn Earth into utopia overnight or ever actually, but still, a lot of people and we humans, we like to take credit for everything. We have engineers, we have architects, we have all these things that are going on, and people just assume that it's just us humans coming up with all that stuff. But no, everything, the aliens, and a lot of them they are in human uniform. The people you rub elbows with, people you work with, especially in the higher echelons of the economy, you're dealing with aliens. You just don't know it. They're not going to tell you. They just they 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 whisper into your ear that they give you all the information that you need. Now, this is stuff that most humans don't want to hear. You know, we're kind of like to think that we've done all of this stuff, but no.
A lot of people think the aliens are all evils. What can you say about that?
Yes, there is evil aliens. There, it's like, you know, it's just like in the Bible, you got the good guys and you got the bad guys. A lot of that is kind of it's how things happen. I mean, it's like a motor. You got things going round and round. You got the magnetic things that are turning things. Good and bad in the sense is what makes things happen. It's the engine. So is there really any good, or is there really any bad? It's just the way the universe works at these lower levels.
People, they point people telling them you are from 3D, you are 4D, or you are 5D levels. And I would like that you explain to them what does that mean.
Well, everybody or most everybody on Earth is 3D. There's very few that go a little higher than that. Once you get a little bit more aware, you usually don't stick around the Earth unless you're one of the people who are put here for that particular reason. But humans in general are pretty much all 3D.
What does the human need to do to go to a higher dimensions? It's for real that somebody can help them to go to those higher levels, or everyone need to do their own homework?
What they need to do is read my books.
Yes, everything is in Lou Baldin books, but still, he's going to give us just a little piece.
John Lear, that's a lot of what John Lear was doing was telling people to read my books. because there's so much information out there, it's kind of really difficult to break it down and put it into a episode or two of it's it's a lot of stuff. And I'm not someone who gets out there and talks about this stuff. I very rarely talk to people like you because I'm not designed that way. You got people who can talk all day long about nothing, but it's what they want certain people to do, and certain people they don't want to do. I've been given a few handicaps to keep me from going out there and doing shows and other stuff. It's why I'm hard to get along with.
Yes, I understand. Let's jump into A Day with an Extraterrestrial, where Milton, he's the funny guy. He's a funny guy.
About my second book, A Day with an Extraterrestrial. Well, I was in real estate back then, and I usually like to go to the park and walk around and get a little bit of exercise because, when you're in real estate, a lot of what you do is sit around the office. So I'm out there, and this man, he was just, he was humanoid. He looked like a regular person. He decided to make contact with me. Now, we already had contact, but this Milton person didn't let me remember everything. And I certainly didn't remember when he took the human form. It's a long story. I know you want me to explain it, but I don't know.
I would like to talk about the experience in your book, in one of your books, A Day with an Extraterrestrial. You mentioned that one morning while you were jogging, like you do every day before work, a stranger appeared next to you. It was Milton, the aliens. You describe him like a Caucasian and jogging with you. What happened when you got to the park?
The woods, the ship that I saw in the woods, uh, yeah, that that was very strange because even though I've always had contact with these people, for some reason it was a new type of experience. Because once you're in human form, you are stuck into 3D. So when you come up against stuff that's higher vibrations, higher dimensions, it doesn't matter how much experience you've had, you still get freaked out because you're still in your 3D mind. So every time you see a UFO, it's like a new experience. It's like you've seen it again for the first time. Every time you communicate with these strange extraterrestrial beings that can change shape and do just about anything they wish, it's a new experience. And it's almost like you have to learn everything over again.